Hello everyone, Akila here with another episode of Scandal in the Bible. Here to talk about things that they don't talk about in church. This episode's about he slept with his mama. Yes, that is in the Bible, people. They don't hide anything. That's what I love about the Bible. So let's get started and see where it is. In Genesis chapter 9, verse 20, we see that and Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. A husbandman is basically a fancy word for a farmer. And he's planting grapes, which are used for wine. And he drank of the wine and was drunken. And he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon their shoulders and went backwards and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. In verse 24, and Noah woke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants, shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. So let's talk about what happened here, okay? First off, Noah became an alcoholic. Now, why would Noah become an alcoholic? He just got rescued, he and his family, from being drowned. Everyone else except his family and his daughter-in-laws were saved. And so why would Noah become an alcoholic after he was brought out of all that stuff? Well, can you imagine if the whole world is flooded? What's going to happen to those bodies? Eventually, they're going to come floating to the surface. And we all know that the ark had windows. In Genesis chapter 6, verse 16, it says, A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. He could look out the window and see what was going on. So, can you blame him if he's seeing like his friends drowned, he couldn't save them, and all these bodies, and can you imagine the smell? I can't, but I'm sure it was pretty terrible. Now, let's unpack what it means to see a man's nakedness, because a lot of churches teach that Ham just saw his father naked. But is that what it really means? So let's read Leviticus chapter 18, verses 6 through 8. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. What does that mean? Well, uncover the nakedness is to sleep with a blood relative. So in this case, Ham slept with his mom, and then his brothers knew about it. So they didn't see him naked and then cover him up. It didn't happen like that. They knew that their mother slept with their brother, and their father knew about it. So they tried to cover up what happened. It also says in chapter 7, the nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. Let's read from another book, and hopefully that clarifies for you. Now, I'm reading from the Ethiopian Bible. That was the King James Version. But the Ethiopian Bible makes things a little bit clearer. So I'm going to read the Leviticus chapter 18, verse 6 for you. And you'll see how much clearer it is for you. No person among you shall approach blood relatives to engage in sexual relations with them. I am Yahweh. Do not engage in sexual relations with your father or with your mother, for she gave birth to you. You must not have sexual relations with her. Verse 8. Do not have sexual relations with your father's wife, as this violates your father's intimacy. So I hope that clarifies that for you. Now, why was Canaan cursed and not Ham? Well, Canaan was the byproduct of that adultery and incestful act. So, since he was the product of his wife's infidelity and his son violating his trust, the product of that infidelity was cursed. So, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed things, and I hope I clarified for you. If not, please let me know down in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.